Leaving Portland, we travel west into the heart of Oregon's wine country in the small town of Dayton.
I know I've been changed, oh I know I've been changed, oh I know I've been changed. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name.
We are 5 generations in Yamhill County. There are probably things about life that you don't truly understand that draw you to a place and a time.
Welcome to Durant Vineyards. In the early 1970s, visionaries Ken and Penny Durant helped to pioneer Oregon's wine industry. Skeptics claimed that Oregon's climate wasn't good enough for growing grapes, but the Durants proved them wrong, taking their small vineyard from just a few acres of wine grapes to well over 60 acres today.
I've been out here most of my life, and I really, as a kid, I had this wonderful opportunity to be in the country and run around and get dirty on a regular basis. Durant Vineyards was founded in 1973. My folks came up here and bought a small piece of property here in the Dundee Hills.
The idea of growing wine grapes back in the early 70s was an exciting thing because it was all new. Thanks to Penny's efforts, the vineyard took on a very positive reputation for providing quality wine grapes for some of the better wineries in Oregon.
When we come back, the Durant family matriarch adds a new plant to the inventory list, and the Durant farm begins a journey down a new and historic path.
Actually, it was kind of just a quirky way that we got involved in this whole business. Ken went with me one day to pick up a plant order over in the Canby area, and he was looking at the plant list, and he said, "What are you doing with olive trees?" I said, "These are Arbequina, these are cold climate trees. It's very possible to grow them here." And out of that whole conversation in 2004, this whole thing started to evolve.
It was a point in my life where I was not retiring, I was refocusing, and I was looking for something that would keep my brain matter still active. So found some trees in Northern California, the Spaniards who developed the variety of trees that we are initially growing, and were very, very helpful. We planted those and they grew very, very well. We decided that we'd move on fairly aggressively, so we went, researched the building of an olive mill.
So currently on the property we have about 17 acres of olive trees, a total of maybe about 13,000 trees, plus or minus. Olives all have a very unique flavor, and we keep our olives basically separate by varietal type. Kind of the Italians are in one corner, and then we have the Spanish varieties in another. A lot of those flavor nuances come not only from how the fruit's grown, but the flavors are also derived from the pit. And so we grind that pit up, and then through that extraction process, that pit and the pulp in the fruit is imparting its unique flavor into the oil. We're our 5th milling season now. Always appreciating the fact that we're in Yamhill County and just love the land. I mean, that's what it really boils down to. And that, when you start getting bogged down in the business aspects of things, you kind of go back to what is really important, and it's this hillside and what we built here as a family.
Ours is just extra virgin oil, meaning basically that it's only been run through the mill, through the malaxer once, and that's good oil. I mean, extra virgin olive oil needs to just be run through, can only be run through once to be called extra virgin.
Because of that quality, the Durant's oils have been adopted by some of the top chefs in the Northwest, including Vitaly Paley of Paley's Place and the Imperial Room in the Hotel Lucia.
Hello, my name is Vitaly Paley, chef owner of Paley's Place Bistro and Bar. Here at Paley's Place, we have began by featuring local producers, foragers, growers, farmers, winemakers before the word sustainable was the buzzword that it is today. We're known for our ingredients. We're known for our hazelnuts and berries and salmon and Dungeness crab, and hey, now we're known for our olive oil from Red Ridge Farms. Going back in time to understand how we've eaten, where we came from, what it is that brought us here in the first place is a very satisfying experience. Everything starts somewhere, you know, and so every time you do something that's been done before, you become part of that history. And that history is, you know, it just gives me chills just thinking about that. So here at Paley's, we have a very extensive house-made charcuterie program. It's one of those lost arts. This right here is made out of a pig's head. If you believe it or not, look how beautiful that is. This one is duck bologna, look at that. Anyway, let me slice it up, put it on a plate. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Wonderful little first course to share. A nice glass of wine or martini, whichever you prefer. And this one is a duck and fig galantine. To continue the duck program, here's our duck bologna. Look at that, look how pretty that is. Chicken liver mousse. And then this is hopa cotta, or cooked pork loin that's been brined. What we normally do is we serve it with some sort of a fruit mustard that we make here in-house and some pickles. And what we have here is local quince. Every year, about this time of year, the quince season starts up, and we get a call from this one woman who's got a couple of trees. We cook peeled, cored quince in simple syrup, and then chopped together, and then mixed with a little bit of whole grain mustard, and that's it. That's all it is. And that's what we put right here. We also have some local vegetables that have been pickled. So this is fennel, and these right here are little carrots and peppers. I love the arranging of the charcuterie meats because it's almost like a sushi plate where you really look after colors, shapes, sizes, the way it's sliced. And the final piece of the puzzle is our most favorite olio nuovo from Red Ridge Farms. And what we do is we just ever so slightly drizzle it all over the place. So here we are, our house-made charcuterie platter with pickled vegetables, fruit mustard, and final touch of Red Ridge Farms, olio nuovo. Bon appetit.
I love seeing things grow, and then I love how what you nurture from the land then gets translated into a product that people enjoy. The olive oil is something that comes from our land, and is something that then we capture that freshness and that essence and put it in a bottle, and you know, people get to enjoy it. So that's what makes it really special for me.
Well, every day on the Durant farm seems to bring new wonders to the world. Today is a particularly special day for the Durants and fellow farmers from the Amity Vineyards.
Penny and Ken helped us harvest our very first olives. We got 13 pounds.
Today, with a few more olives in hand, these pioneers are teaming up to produce the very first 100% organic olive oil to come from the state of Oregon.
It's the first time we've had enough olives from our own organic farm to have its own press run of olive oil. So the olive oil that you have there is olives all from one place in the state, all organic, and this is the very first time we've been able to do that without blending it with other olives.
Paul and Penny and Ken, they planted their orchard in 2005, and we piggybacked on them. But the interesting confluence here is that Ken and Penny were one of the pioneers in the Oregon industry with their vineyard. They started their vineyard in '73. Our vineyard was planted in '71. And we just think it's really neat that we can come here to Red Ridge and have our olives processed by our friends and colleagues from the beginning of the wine industry.
It's been a very exciting, fun time. We are doing some exploratory things in growing olives in the Northwest. Olives are grown in climatic conditions that are tougher than Oregon. We will find those varieties and we will succeed. And we're fortunate to be in Oregon. Oregonians are good to Oregonians.
For more information about Go Northwest or any of the stories you've seen, go to www.gonw.tv or visit us on Facebook.